All right, we are coming to you live from Full Sail University's brand new esports arena, The Fortress. Welcome to Fortress 40, presented by MSI Gaming. What is Fortress 40? It's 10 Full Sail students, 10 Full Sail grads, 10 Full Sail staff members, and 10 industry professional gamers, all competing in a Fortnite Battle Royale. Let's give it up for our 40 participants. Yeah. The top winner today is going to be taking home this custom trophy as well as an MSI gaming laptop. So you better be ready to play for the finish. And don't worry, audience members, we've already been giving away some prizes, but we have more to come. Armada jerseys, MSI keyboard and MSI mouse, some books. So pay attention in between rounds and be ready for some trivia. This entire event is also being streamed online, so hello online viewers. You're tuning in from Full Sail University's Armada channel on Twitch. How's it going? Online viewers, you also have an opportunity to win some prizes, so just pay attention and be ready. All right, I'm gonna introduce you to our two shoutcasters. They're amazing, wonderful, the best we could get. We have one Full Sail grad and one Full Sail student. Give it up for Landon and Jess.
Thank you so much, Shay. Yes, it's going to be an intense day of competition. Our participants come from all kinds of different gaming backgrounds and various levels of skills and experience. And tonight, much like she mentioned, we'll be witnessing 3 rounds of 40-player solo battle royales.
Competitors will be earning points to become the top player in their bracket. At the end of 3 rounds, we'll bring the top student, top alumni, top staffer, and top streamer to the stage to compete for our grand prize in a 4-player free-for-all deathmatch.
It's going to be a lot of fun, that's for sure. Let's go and take a look at our point breakdown for this evening, as obviously it's kind of based off of eliminations, right? So players will earn 1 point per elimination. They're also going to be awarded points for placement. So you reach top 10, you get a point. You reach top 3, you get a point. And of course, if you walk away with a victory royale, you also find a point as well. And at this point, Jess, we got to talk about it, right? We have 10 students. We were talking about this kind of coming into it. Who are you secretly rooting for? Like I said, we got a lot of people to root on right now. Who are you looking at?
I'm really excited about the students in general. I think they've got a lot to prove, a lot to go up against. But I need all of my players right now to go ahead and start the match.
Yeah.
We're going to get into that battle bus and get ready to drop, guys.
It should be fun. Like we said, guys, it's going to be a lot of fun in terms of what we have to expect throughout the festivities today. Like we said, we're kind of breaking off what is the Full Sail Hall of Fame. Like I said, we're here for the 10th anniversary. It's a week-long kind of action that we're going to be witnessing, obviously starting off with the kickoff here at the Fortress 40. But now, the big question that I'm currently kind of thinking about is, what are the strategies going to be in terms of our game? Like we said, we're going to have 4 different groups. Are they going to be working together? I mean, obviously, they're kind of competing against each other at the same time. So it's like an interesting dynamic in terms of what their idea is looking at in terms of what they would like to do when it comes down to the matches.
Yeah, I think we'll see some people play a little more passively if they're not too familiar with the game. But I think we're all ready now to see where everybody's dropping. So let's get to that.
Absolutely. Here we go. Game number 1 is ready to fire away. Come on, crowd. Let's get excited here. There we go. Game number 1 is ready to start up. As the question now that everyone likes to ask is, where are we going to drop? Where is the prime spot that we're going to be landing? As we're looking at our man, Basically Gray. Off the start, it looks as if he's going to be making his way toward Paradise Palms. Personally, one of my favorite locations, and might even be going for one of those kind of what is those, supply ship type things. So that should be an interesting start.
I think so. I think that's it can be good for you to get those like hot items right off the bat, but also like so dangerous to put yourself in such a crazy situation where you know other people might be dropping there. I will say, Basically Gray is a student, so I'm pulling for the students. So.
Absolutely. Gonna be aware of it, fired away with those
look, he's already taking
okay.
shots. Okay. He's going for the gold. He wants that first place.
And that's good, right? He's showing some aggression off the start, which that was my big question coming into this. Like, hey, like I said, We have 40 players. Are they going to be playing aggressive? Do they want to kind of take this one a little bit slower? Clearly, he wants to kind of make his presence known. He already sees someone in Paradise. He's like, that's kind of my spot. I was hoping to go there myself, and you've kind of already taken it from me. So going to be trying to grab a few of these chests, get a little bit better when it comes down to the item situation. But a lot of things to be keeping in mind when it comes into Season 9. As much as if someone happens to be landing on top of him already, firing away, landing quite a bit of those suppressed pistol shots. We'll see if he can try to go for the engage, trying to be aware of the high ground that he currently possesses. And where is this player at? Where is he hiding, Jess?
Getting a pick here early in the game is pretty important.
Oh, Skilltacular!
By Skilltacular.
Oh,
Took him right out. I was pulling for you.
Look how low in HP he was.
Oh, my goodness. He was so close. And he was getting those great pistol shots.
Yeah. He jumped out. He jumped out.
Himself.
Skilltacular! You got to use the wind tunnels, buddy. Oh, my goodness. He just unfortunately eliminates himself.
It's okay. We'll see Jesse G clean up a little right now, maybe, to make up for that that display we just caught.
Oh,
Not
my
too
goodness.
Great.
Oh, no.
Nice chest. Get some good rare items in there.
Absolutely. Now we got Diddy on our screens. It looks as if he's made his way towards Sunny Steps. And
is that somebody dressed like John Wick? I've been wanting to see someone dressed like John Wick all day.
I like the shirt. I think we saw a few people in the crowd as well rocking those Team Diddy shirts.
Yeah, Team
awesome
Diddy.
To see.
Okay.
A lot of fans in the crowd. A lot of people supporting him. Like we said, he's going to be in the midst of Sunny Steps right now, pretty far away from the zone. I know we only get so much information when we look in the top right, so with that in mind, might have to be venturing out here soon. But if we also look toward our player count, we see 33 players up. So already seen 7 fall up to this point. Some kind of nice bits of aggression. Nothing too crazy for the moment, but...
And here we are with Kichi Chaos.
Oh, it takes a shot from the back.
And oh, goodness.
Gotta be aware of those surroundings. Like we said, he's got some
now
shield.
Now, this is a tactic where you see the building using to your advantage. When we were talking before about, are we expecting to see a lot of building today or not really? Are we going to have people who aren't too sure what to do with that? But obviously, Kichi knows what's going on.
Trying to place the door, trying to get out. He's got to be so wary. You just never know when players are going to be around the surrounding area. And I was going to say, could this be Killtacular? Because we saw him find elimination around the same area. Well, unfortunately, eliminated himself, so it's not going to be the case. Tags up the leg, 42 damage done to the shin, honestly, it seemed like. Just trying to reference back, trying to be aware, unfortunately. We'll see how he tries to deal with the fight ahead.
Worried he's boxing himself into a corner a little bit here, too. Somebody's hot on his trail, so...
And this is kind of a little bit of a stand down that we see. Has those stink grenades, tosses them out, doing little bits of damage. Does 5 every single second. So with that in mind, throws out a few, references back, picks up the big pot, and see if he can try to make anything happen here. Just trying to go for a few of the builds. Does have that glider redeploy in case he wants to try to build up, maybe try to go for more of a high ground point of view, but decides, hey, I need to go for full 200 shields. This could be my very last fight, one that I need that excess.
And it's a risk that you take, taking that long heal pack, because you could get shot right in the middle of that, and then it's a game over.
Definitely could be. It looks as if we now switch to Drinky.
Drinky.
To be in Salty Springs. This is
and
one of my favorite spots.
Wielding axes here. Yeah, he's really not playing any games.
He is not at all. He's got double ready to rock. It looks as if, is that someone I just spotted in the corner there? Is that someone? Oh, yeah, it actually is. Yes, firing away. Does have that tack shotty ready to go. Takes that high ground advantage, and we'll see how he tries to utilize that to his possible best. Hear those steps. Where could they be?
Building coming around him still. So, okay. It's like a build-a-thon right now.
So the enemy actually rocked the flintlock pistol to shoot him up, I believe, an extra floor. So Drinky, awkward spot to be in, pretty much just kind of hanging out in floor 2, as there was someone very far above him, and now it's just a matter of the waiting game, trying to go for a few of these resources, trying to bring this entire, no pun intended, fortress down. Someone exists just behind him.
And you have to wonder, is this a moment when if you're running out of resources, you're getting low, do you just run for it? Do you get out of there? Or do you keep fighting and try to get that pick?
Because you have things like bounce pads, you have those slipstreams that you could also try to find possibly around the map as well, but I don't think he's going to be able to get out of this sticky situation. We see that player count starting to drop. I think I see Mr. Burns, United Zone, involved in the kill feed.
We're down to 29 players now out of our 40.
We are, yeah. This is Burns, like we talked about. This guy previous professional player, as he likes to claim, Call of Duty MW3 National Free-For-All Champion, current GM of E United. And a very solid player at that. One of our few players that's actually rocking controller for today. So you got to represent the controller gang from time to time. Like I said, they don't get a lot of love.
I'm a big fan of the banana hammer.
Absolutely, yeah, right.
I have to give it up.
So he's going to try to reference back into the mainframe of things, is he has no health items, right? He has nothing really to work with right now. So 38 in total.
Not a bad strategy. Just throw some walls behind yourself when you're running away, right?
Just try to be mindful of those shots that could be coming in here shortly. As we'll switch back over to Drinky, as he still might be involved in a few of these engagements. Has that boom bow if he needs to utilize it. And it looks as if one of the shots just a little bit behind.
Oh, we've got a wall up.
When he's going for the engage, he feels confident, and he has
Right
every right to do so. Loses a little bit of HP, but he manages to fight it in the end.
Never saw. Yeah, that was too bad for... Ooh.
And that
mustard, too bad.
And that tactical shotgun, it's kind of recently came in the meta as we actually see him switch now back to the combat shotgun as well. Ever since the pump was pretty much taken out of the game in Season 9, it's been a matter of, or the questions of like, okay, what shotgun are we going to look toward next? Like, is it going to be the combat, which is kind of a, I guess you could say better at range now.
Yeah.
Or you're going to go for that tactical, which is kind of always guaranteed. It shoots really fast. You don't necessarily get the same amount of damage output, but it's kind of a matter of what strategy would work best for either player. And clearly for Drinky, he has the plan to go for more of the combat point of view.
But you have to think, too, when you get up too close to somebody with that shotgun and you miss your shot.
Exactly.
Well,
it's like that interval where it's like, oh, this is awkward. I missed my shot. Yeah. Now what happens? Like, what do we do here? But it looks as if the zone's starting to make its... Okay.
Oh, and we're dancing.
There we go. Drinky knows. He knows he's up. It looks as if he might be making the rotation here for the next zone. Got to be wary. Very aware of that, as nearly our 40 players already trimmed down to 24.
Our numbers are getting low. I have to say, I did call. I thought we'd be at a lower number quicker.
Yeah.
But our contestants here are proving me a little wrong.
There we go. Okay.
All right, Diddy.
Every time we switch to Diddy, I'm just ready.
Maybe it's the shirts, but I'm kind of pulling for Diddy here right now.
I think I might be as well. Just a little bit, right? You can't show too much bias, but maybe just a little.
Right, like I said, I'm here for the students anyway.
Okay, okay, there you go. Got to respect that. But take a look at his inventory. He's got some pretty decent items, for the most part, kind of common, uncommon items, but firing a few shots away at a tomato. But it looks as if on the other side, Drinky back in the mainframe. Putting down a few of those cones and goes for the engagement, lands at least one shot and missing a few, but gets the one that matters the most, the one that happens at the very end. As we were talking about that shotgun, how is it going to kind of come into fruition? How is it going to work? And clearly for Drinky, it's working very well.
Yeah, making it work.
So we'll switch now back toward Burns. It looks as if he...
Everybody's healing up right now, yeah.
He was on 33 HP last time we got to check him out, so... We'll see what he can kind of do. It looks as if he does have that legendary scar and might spot someone off just toward the outskirts of Pleasant. Got to be very delicate with the builds. Got to be very aware.
Yeah, you think you're giving yourself away a little bit, right, with a build like that. But if he takes the right cover and gets the shots off, it might be worth it for him.
Definitely good. Just trying to be aware of the back. Kind of places down what I call the backboard. Just got to be aware. You never know when those players are trying to three-peat, trying to be...
That's normally my fulcrum in a game like this, is that I totally forgot that there could be people behind me, so...
Nice shot there from Burns as he'll take down a clever dingbat with a 99-meter shot, to be specific, according to the kill feed. I didn't know that. I can try to estimate all I want to, but I'm never going to get it accurately. One swap back over toward Kichi Chaos.
We have Matt, again, the lead singer of the band Trivium, who so graciously donated this guitar.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Let's hope he doesn't win it for himself, right? That'd be a little unfair, I think.
I like the kind of the stylistic. So he's kind of, I think he has the guitar melee weapon, or like the axe, I guess you wouldn't kind of call it that.
Right. Oh, very
in tune.
Apropos, yeah.
Right, exactly. So has that zone. Okay,
yeah, there we go.
Gotta respect it. Like you said, Storm's not too far away, so just trying to get all
really
of these
closing
resources.
In on him right now.
And that's the big thing that a lot of people don't realize whenever they play the, kind of play Fortnite. They're not really super aware of kind of how the game plays. You want to be up in the resource game, especially when it comes down to any game itself, or even at tournaments such as this one. The end game, right, is filled with a ton of very talented players who know how to use those builds, who know how to build effectively, and I think he realizes that. He's pretty much just going to top himself off with this med kit, get back to a total of 175 HP.
Yeah, and there's the method I would go for, with the healing totally hidden,
Yeah.
because otherwise it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, definitely not. But we'll go and check in with Mr. Alo Edit, as he's got one of the ballers. Okay, everyone just knows. They're just like ready. They're ready to kind of showcase themselves. Like, hey, this is the emote that I'm rocking right now. But
I mean, he's a student still in the game, so
Yep.
you already know who I'm pulling for. Let's go, students.
These ballers, man, these are very, very good, especially when it comes down to competitive play. These things are always being brought up. So with that in mind.
Oh, and here we have Matt getting into something going on. Okay. These streams, I really am a fan of this. This quick from one spot of the map to the other. You have a good amount of cover considering you're going so quick, right? In these guys, so
manages to just narrowly get out of dodge, and a smart situation for him to try to relate back to. As he actually might be entering in Neo Tilted. I'm curious what his path might be. And it looks as if it will be Neo Tilted, so kind of our first look.
Fan favorite section, yeah.
Definitely,
of the
right?
map here.
Massively changed in terms of Season 9. A lot of fights expected to kind of go down around that particular place of interest, but Jess, we're down to 13 players already.
Here we've got Magic Unicorn. Oh, I loved that falling and build for yourself. That's a...
Oh, okay, Magic Unicorn.
All right. Unicorn coming with the sneak attack. I don't know if anybody was in. Yeah, there we go.
That emote sounds pretty good on speakers like these. Going to go for all the spoils. He deserves it.
That's one of our streamers, so no surprise. Just flexing a little bit there. Alrighty, back to Burns. Here we go.
Like we said, he's been a professional gamer in his past. I'm sure he's kind of used to the nerves. He's used to all the experiences that come with being on a stage such as this. However, I will say he's entering in toward Neo Tilted, which is just where we saw someone prior. So we could definitely
I'd be a little worried about running into Kichi right now.
And as that number in our top right starts to kind of trickle down, right, as it starts to get a little bit lower, so does your chance, rather your chance of seeing players starts to rise. And Drinky, also on the outskirts of Tilted, happens to be spotting some players, someone just above him on the mountain. He's pretty much getting sandwiched right now. He's got players from all kinds of point of views.
Ooh. Drinky's really been holding his own for most of this match, so I'll be excited to see how he plays up against two enemies that way.
Yeah, because we know, there's at least 3 people kind of around this particular area, so he's got to be very aware of that. Like we said, he's already got 5 eliminations, so he's sitting pretty good in terms of the points.
Down to our final 10 now.
And all of our players automatically gain 1 point by entering the top 10 as well. So either if they have an elimination, that's great, but...
If not, the survival game works.
Exactly, yeah.
Just don't run into Kichikea.
Yeah. Definitely don't want to do that. He's going to go and try to grab a few of those minis, even putting the pyramid on top. Just got to be so aware of your surroundings. Like I said, it can be a waiting game sometimes. You just got to wait for that storm to move in, wait for the players to start to fall. And like I said, it's about points. You want to try to get in that top 3. You want to try to get in that top 1 to be guaranteed 2 points by doing both of those things. But I know we hear some shots off in the distance.
And I'm a fan of this tactic right now, waiting kind of by the edge of where the zone is going to change, because then you can maybe catch somebody running in or kind of off their guard because they're too worried about where the zone is.
Yeah. And inside of Neo Tilted, like we said, a lot of venture, a lot of places to kind of hide, a lot of places to find yourself. And Drinky,
also camping. This is the move right now, huh?
He's booted up. He's ready to go.
He's got a great high ground, great vantage point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and he sees action over there.
Trying to distance him away. And
he's got someone on his to the north, northeast.
Got players all around his position. And like we said, that 43 seconds is starting to tick down, going to make that circle start to be the main focal point. Like we said, you do not want to be in that purple. For those who aren't super aware of how Fortnite works, it's the storm. You do not want to be in the storm. You don't want to get rained on. You lose a lot of HP when you happen to be there firing away a few of these shots. Those arrows so close to landing. Ooh. Not able to make that last one hit, but he's oh so close.
But I feel like he's not anticipating a potential shot from his right.
That's true, yeah.
Here we go, Magic Unicorn. She came up with the sneak attack before, so...
And like, look at that inventory. All legendary items, the boom bow, new combat shotgun, Scar. looking solid. That weapon situation is looking fantastic at the moment. We'll go and swap now over toward Jerry's letters. Also, another player that happens to be Neil Tilted. This could be actually the opponent that we saw Drinky firing at earlier.
Oh, right.
At least they looked like they were on the same.
Yeah, because we weren't too sure who that player was. We hadn't seen this feed yet.
Taking quite a bit of shots in the process of trying to escape. Jerry's already got 3 eliminations up to this point, so getting involved in that top 3 would be nice.
Well, he's already got the 1 point for top 10, so those kills, I mean, that'll really put him over the top.
I think there's someone just around the stairs. Did he even notice? Oh my gosh, do not tell me that those players literally just looked at each other and had no idea where either of them are.
Maybe they forgot this is a free-for-all.
Yeah, possibly could be. As Alo up close ends up getting dropped. And it's Magic Unicorn who happens to be there to find the elimination. Now that's going to be 3.
Magic Unicorn with the cleanup kill again that we just weren't anticipating. I'm a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to marvel at what we're watching right now. And also, keep in mind, those shadow bombs, the last spot in the inventory right there, such an underrated item in the game right now. You basically go invisible. You kind of have the ability to kind of double jump around. They were recently added to the game maybe like around a month ago or so, and a lot of players are starting to master how amazing those things are. I mean, you can basically scale
them out. I think we call that OP.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. The gamer term. But look how small that zone is. Like we said, we were just at 8. Now we're at our final 6.
Now, do you ever wonder that with this few people left in the round, is building really, is it just giving away your location, or?
I think it's necessary, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such a small kind of place of interest, you kind of have to commit to it. And then also in this final zone, you notice half of it happens to be in the storm. That zone is actually going to start to move here soon. So like that's going to pretty much start to move along with it. So all of our players kind of have to go in this ring that's constantly moving while also firing up against each other. So with that in mind, Magic Unicorn, a player just in the process, pixel perfect as 3 24 HP shots in a row. Surely the shield's got to be gone, but shots coming in from the backside.
That watch your back. There you go. She built that wall pretty quick. Ooh.
Got to go for those minis. Also has the Shadow Bomb. Like I said, you become invisible. Try to get out of that situation. It would make absolute sense. And there it is. There goes the Shadow Bomb trying to escape out. We'll see exactly how it ends up working as the players don't exactly know where she is. And unfortunately, jumps over the builds. Maybe not a bad situation, though. You get out of dodge. And you also slide down a mountain.
Close, yeah. That was close.
And you lose so much HP in the process. Jerry's letters as well. Also losing a lot of HP, down at 24 to be more specific. As the combat shotty ready to go. Using that glider redeployed down to 4.
Whew. Got out of there safer than I anticipated there.
Yeah. Scary situation to be in.
Okay,
Kichi Chaos.
Not again, yeah, Kichi Chaos.
Has
made it to the top 6, so I'm not surprised from the gameplay that we've seen from him so far today.
But look how far away that next circle is. Like I said, in 15 seconds, this is all going to move. And if you were outside of the zone for a second, you lose 10 HP a second.
Right.
So
getting on the edge of that now is a pretty primary objective, but we've only got 5 seconds left until the zone moves, so.
Here we go. I mean, literally, our entire first game can be decided right here, and perfectly on cue. Kichi Chaos taking quite a bit of damage right now. And tries to come in with the drum gun, but gets eliminated. Unfortunate drop there. As it is going to be Drunky, I think, who actually ends up finding that one. I think that was him who found the elimination. He's up to 7. My goodness.
We've got 4 players left now. Whoever can get in this next kill is going to make it into that top 3. It's going to be pretty great.
Gonna be soft form. It looks as if Magic Unicorn actually ended up getting taken down by Jerry's letter. So we're in our top 3. Automatic point for everybody who's still left alive. But so low on health. Drinky, nothing really to work with outside of those minis.
I have Super Awesome here. Building away.
Oh, okay.
Shot down.
And gonna die to the storm. There it goes.
And Anonymous took the game.
Drinky, what a game. As he'll walk away with 8 eliminations and the first place prize. The Victory Royale is awarded to this man. And I got to say, he deserved it, right? He was constantly involved in our screens, always taking on opponents. And like we said, 8 eliminations. Very, very impressive, to say the least. I was kind of curious, like, what would our score totals be? Like, how many eliminations is going to be normal for this kind of tournament?
Right.
I think 8's kind of an outlier. I
we're
don't think going to see it happen very often.
Yeah, I think we saw somewhere around 5, 4 was pretty popular among the streams that we did catch. But yeah, 8 is a big number for 40 people in the match. So
it definitely is. Very impressive stat line from Drinky. I'm kind of curious myself. Is he going to continue this? Like, is this the pace that we're going to kind of expect? Like we said, we saw quite a few players kind of in the mix a little bit. So I am interested to see whether or not he can kind of keep that level of play up. But I believe after game 1 has concluded, you guys like prizes, right? You guys like prizes? Yeah, a little bit. I like prizes too. Now let's go ahead and send it over to Shay. She's got some prizes to be given away.
All right, let's get to Shay.
All right, thank you so much, Landon and Jess. Can we give a round of applause for our casters? Amazing. All right, so we have some really exciting prizes. First up, we have 2 books about women in gaming. So by a show of hands, can someone tell me about their favorite female streamer? Anybody? You got one? Who's your favorite female streamer?
Valkyrie.
I love her. Excellent. Okay, she's gonna get a book. Do you have a favorite female streamer?
Kia.
Kia from The Sims? Give her a book as well. All right, who wants an MSI keyboard? A keyboard would be really helpful, right? Okay, show of hands. Who can name 3 Full Sail Hall of Fame inductees? 3. I see him. He looks nervous, but he's ready. 3.
DJ Swivel, Leslie Brathwaite, and Albert Perez.
Albert Perez, yes! Okay, all 3. All right, laptop for you. All right, in this section, what was Full Sail University's first degree program? This is for an MSI mouse. Saw you raise your hand, sir.
Music.
Do you know what the name of the degree program was specifically?
Recording art.
It was recording arts. A mouse for this man right here. It's an MSI mouse, not like an animal, so you'll be fine. All right, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Someone tell me one Full Sail University gaming degree program.
Game development.
Huh?
Game development.
Game development. Let's get you a shirt. A shirt for this man. He's got a jean jacket. It would look great with a shirt. Let's keep going, let's keep going. Who is the president of Full Sail University?
Gary Jones.
It is Gary Jones. Can we get a prize for this gentleman right here? Future Hall of Famer right here. What degree program would you go into if you could go into any of them?
Game design.
Game design? All right. All right, you're wearing an Armada jersey. Are you on the Armada team or are you just a supporter?
I'm on the Counter-Strike team.
And what is your gamer tag?
The Chubby Hobo.
And who are you rooting for here today?
Let's go with Don Tony.
All right, let's get him a shirt, because why not? Yeah! All right, this is a big anniversary for Full Sail, and y'all should know these. I already asked some of these questions. How many years has Full Sail been around? 40 at the top in that nice salmon-colored shirt. I like it. Fashion. He gets a shirt way up there. And the salmon. Also, these are just the shirt sizes we have, so if you want to trade amongst other winners, you're more than welcome. Oh my gosh, we have fanny packs. Okay, just make your weirdest face in this section. She's got a really great weird face. Ma'am, your weird face could win awards. All right, here's a little Full Sail University trivia. We have a backlot, right? Who helped us build that backlot? Anybody know if there's like a popular theme park around here? What was it?
Universal.
That's right. Let's give him a fanny pack. All right, and I'm getting word that we're ready for round 2. We have the results in from round 1. Is everyone excited? All right, let's send it back to our shoutcasters, Landon and Jess. Take it away, guys.
Thank you so much, Shay. Well, that was a great round.
Yeah.
We're excited to tell you guys who has the most points, who's leading everything. So for our streamers, Drinky, obviously, I think we knew he was going to walk away with a pretty big score, 11. Mimlina right behind him in 6th. We've also got Twitch Dr. Blue Jay, so we could see something from him in the next round. For our students, your boy Pride with 6 points, and Jerry's Letter trailing behind him with just 5, so only 1 point behind. So one of them could see that final top 4 round at the end.
Absolutely. Definitely could make a case for it. Let's go and pop now over to our grads as we see Super Awesome currently leading the score, rather leading the fray with 4. Just under him happens to be prior professional gamer, Mr. E United's own Burns. And now for our staff, let's kind of take a look and see in terms of how they're looking for the time being, as it is going to be Kid Calrissian sitting at the top and actually tying with Carden of Argo and Ghost DeLorean. So in terms of staff, that's kind of a talking point that we can bring up here. Very close for a lot of them. So in terms of what kind of you could argue in terms of what might be the closest, it might be the staff, because after game 1, we have 3 people tied for first, 2 people tied for second, and everyone else tied for third.
So the staff are really going to be out to get each other now.
Exactly.
So I think your alliance thing is out the window. And I think staff is going to be gunning for each other in this next round. And I will say our grads may be very accomplished, but they weren't accomplishing with that board very much.
Right.
So that was a little nerve-wracking for me to see.
Yeah, I got to say, one thing that I'm interested in is, okay, now we got the jitters out. Everyone's kind of got their ability of how to play the game. They know how the crowd's going to be crazy anytime that someone ends up finding a kill, or rather an elimination. Now, how do the strategies change? We saw quite a few players kind of play passively off the start, kind of playing on the outskirts. That was one conversation that we were having. Okay, like, are they going to try to go all in? Do they want to try to find as many elims as possible? Or are they going to kind of play this one a little bit slower? I got to say, I think after game 1 has come to a close, I think everyone's like, okay, now I know what to expect. Now's my chance to kind of get involved in that top kind of discussion of being in the first place prize of each category.
Right. I think we're going to see a few people attempt to land near some others just to get that early first pick and get themselves on the board, at least to help themselves in the stats for later on, because you can see we've got some really close numbers with our staff and our students.
Exactly, right. And I'm really curious, too, Drinky, right, goes off this last particular game, finished off, I think it was 11 points. To be specific.
11.
8 elims. That's impressive. And he was taking down, not necessarily easily, but he had a very low amount of HP, and he was kind of going
I think we saw him at 4 at one point and got out of that situation, healed up, and then ended up winning the game. So pretty impressive, and I'm excited to see what we see from him in round 2.
Absolutely.
Especially with everybody maybe having this newfound confidence we want to believe that they're going to have. So.
You got to be confident, right? If you want to try to walk away with this championship, you have to be confident. You have to know what your abilities are, and I think it's fair to say Drinky, probably one of the most confident people here after that game, knowing what his abilities are and knowing that he can finish off one of these games by finding 8 particular elims. So
now I will say we saw some good plays and picks from Jerry's Letters, who is actually on the Armada's PUBG team and was just named a collegiate PUBG All-Star. That was a mouthful.
So it used to be ours, right? So.
But so we might see him come up and give these streamers a little run for their money. So I'm excited to see that. Maybe him, Drinky, Kichi. Magic Unicorn, those are some of our top players in the last round, kind of go up against each other in this next round. So.
Right. And I think we're getting ready to start off on this next game. I know if all the competitors can make sure that they have pressed play, we should be good to go here in just a few moments. So with all those things in mind, like we said, excited to see how this next match is going to break off. I noticed in our last game, a lot of people not showing enough respect to the shadow bombs. They make you invisible, Jess. Like, you are invisible to everybody for the most part. Like, you have a little bit of an outline.
Right.
But you can double jump. You can do all kinds of different things. There's quite a few people who were just, throwing off to the side. Like, I don't really need these things. These look like spray paint cans. Like, I don't really need these.
Right.
Not all the case. We saw that be super effective for a few players in kind of our end game in terms of match
in those
number
last
1.
when we were in that really small zone when it's really easy to kind of figure out where everybody else is at. That came in really handy for one of our players there.
Yeah,
So.
I think we even saw Drinky possibly utilizing it, if my mind serves me correct. So with that in mind, like I said, we really want to try to see all those inventory spots filled with valuable items. You don't want to necessarily just have all kinds of different weapons. You want to make sure that you're doing everything and being effective with it. Like we said, guys, this is an amazing, amazing time to be here at the Fortress. I mean, it is literally the grand opening of it all. 40th anniversary. We have the 10th anniversary of the Hall of Fame. This is incredible to be here. And if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to tweet out the stream, twitch.tv/FullSailArmada, and make sure on Twitter to be utilizing that hashtag FullSailHOF or hashtag FullSailHoff. Feel free to do that. Let us know. Even tweet some pictures from the venue. It's gorgeous in here. We have a large array of all kinds of different awesome things. So make sure, if you guys haven't done so already, get involved in the conversation.
Yeah, I'm definitely a really big fan of this shiny crystal object above us. I don't know if it's distracting for the players, but frankly, I don't care because it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, regal.
Yeah,
pretty was the word I was going with. Cute was the next word I was going to use to describe it, but regal too. We can go with that.
Yeah, that's all very useful adjectives. Ones that all kind of mean the exact same thing. But like we said, all 40 of our players, streamers, students, graduates, staff, I'm excited to see exactly what they can try to produce for us when it comes down to this next match. And like we said, also we got some really talented players on the stage as well. I know when it comes down to our final four, they're all going to be kind of up there and kind of in that conversation. But I think one player for me, not necessarily 100% established, but one particular player who I think is fair to say is kind of leading the charge right now is Drunky, right? He finishes off with a very, very solid performance, and I think it's fair to say he is a kind of leading player right now to possibly kind of be locked in for that top four. There might even be even players who don't even get 11 points in general after all 3 games. He's already got 11 after the first one.
Yeah, well, I talked to Hall of Fame inductee Leslie Brathwaite earlier, and I asked him if he was ready to win and take it all the way home, and he said he's just trying not to die.
There you go.
So I'm going to assume that we have a couple players who might have that same mentality, but who knows? Maybe he's going to come out and really surprise us. I'm looking forward to it if he does.
I feel that mentality can kind of go both ways. It's like either in general, we just don't really want to die, and then and some other people's opinions, it's like actually I don't want to. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just hoping that I don't make a fool of myself. I feel like it's kind of a combination of both of those.
It's a good thing we're not casting every single monitor at the same time, because then some people might be a little embarrassed when they fall off a cliff and die.
I gotta say, we did see someone accidentally fall to their death in that last game. I'm not going to even reference who it was. We're not going to talk about it, but it may or may have not happened. I'm curious if it'll happen again. I think was it earlier? I think I might have saw someone didn't stick the landing, I think, off the start.
Yeah.
So if that's
that'll happen.
indicator.
You're jumping out of a flying bus. So, it could happen.
Make sure your gliders are good to go, because it's not a good situation if they don't, because you're going to die. And you're not going to have a chance to possibly be, in terms of you're not going to have a chance to possibly walk away with the trophy. So with all those things in mind, I know our game 2 is getting ready to get underway. But like we said, how is 40 players going to affect it when it comes into game number 2? Is there going to be newfound confidence? Are players now going to play a lot more scared if they ended up falling to their first opponent? How is everyone going to kind of play and take some of the pressure that follows with being inside of a venue like this? Like I said, the crowd's amazing. This is phenomenal to be here.
Excellent. Landon, tell me, do you think you see a particular group here kind of rising up and doing a little better in round 2 than they maybe did previously?
No, I'm not gonna call anyone out, but we got to be aware of the staff, right? I think the highest placed overall was 2 points. Not too bad.
Right.
But I think if they can kind of maybe have one solid performance, maybe if it's game number 2 out of our 3 that we're going to have, it has to be this one. But I'm also kind of curious to see some of our graduates, some of our current students. I know there's a lot of Full Sail Armada out there. I know I'm kind of involved in that recently or now as well. So I'm interested to see kind of the Armada members kind of get brought out. And I know we even have some PUBG players. I think I saw some Hearthstone players as well. So with all those things in mind, there's a lot of strategy that comes into it and a lot of history that they have in playing these particular games. So I think it's fair to say they could be front runners for the future and give Drunky a run for his money.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens here in round 2. And we have our players now launching out of the battle bus into the battle arena. Let's see who's going to land where.
It looks as if it's going to be another push for basically Gray over toward Paradise Palms. And I'm curious if he's going to be contested off the start. That's kind of what he's checking for. He wants to be aware of his surroundings, and if he's kind of all alone in this particular point of view, we're going to see him kind of just hang out, right? Because there's no reason to leave a spot where there are constantly chests around and...
Right. A lot of resources for you to gather.
Right,
that's going to lead to that advantage that we saw in the end of the last round, being able to really build and get out of a situation if need be.
So if is going to go ahead and find another chest, and also he's going to find the bush. This is interesting in that. I will say, the bush recently was actually given a little bit of a buff. Normally it was kind of a distraction. Now it actually does a little bit of HP. So I think you have to shoot a player at least like once or twice, and then the bush actually ends up going away. So it kind of acts as a shield. So like having that in itself may be somewhat distracting, because it absolutely is. But it also can be kind of somewhat of a positive for the most part as well from time to time. Now I look in our top right, and I notice that the zone all the way to the west of Paradise Palms. I know we're not super aware in terms of where that is going to be for now.
But Gray's going to have to get moving out of there as soon as possible. Those 2 minutes, 3 minutes can creep up on you really quickly. You're like, oh, I've got a lot of time to kind of explore this map and to loot and grind, and incorrect.
I mean, everyone in Battle Royales has died to the zone, the storm, whatever you want to call it, the smoke, the gas, whatever it is, has died at least at one point to it, just because they're like, oh yeah, this is great, I get to loot all over the place. It's like, oh yeah, by the way, there is a game that we're playing right now. It's not like Loot Simulator or anything in terms of it, but it looks as if on the very, very far eastern side, I think we saw Jack-tastic for
That's
Kichi
another
Chaos.
Hall of Fame inductee, Jack Geckler.
Yeah.
My niece, I'm sure, would love to meet him because he's currently working on Frozen 2.
Yeah.
So I know
I'd like
that's
to
going to
meet
be. Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm kidding.
Sure.
But it looks as if toward the
Maybe
south
he's got
side.
some Frozen 2 spoilers he could let you in on.
Oh, okay. Nice. A lot of questions to ask.
And here we are with Kichi again.
Looks as if he's just kind of hanging out toward the south side of what is more of the Paradise Palms area. I think I hear a few of our competitors getting some reactions.
We've got a couple people down right now. I think we're down to 34.
Some early drops. And it's so unfortunate. Like I said, and when it comes down to this format, you kind of have, if you want to be the champion, if you want to at least be in that top 4, you kind of have to have a solid, 3 games. You can't just have one solid one. It's like, okay, that's kind of it. No, you want to have like a full-on.
Because you're trying to get into that top 4. And if you slack off in this round, let that person in second come up behind you, then all bets are off for you there.
Yeah, you don't want to kind of rely on just one game to kind of carry you through. If you have to, hey, all understandable. Surprised he doesn't actually to go ahead and go for the rift to go. So you can go ahead and back off of that. That basically allows you to pretty much rift up to the sky, allow you to move from point of view to point of view, and based off of that zone, like I said, he's only got a minute left before he does have to go ahead and go for a possible rotation. But we'll go ahead and go back toward Alo, and it looks as if a lot of our players kind of in what is known as like kind of the sandy biome, pretty much toward the southeast of the entire Fortnite map. So a lot of players kind of hang around this point of view, and a lot of fights that could be brewing here shortly.
What do you think the strategy is for that, Landon?
I mean, kind of depending. You can kind of play somewhat of a gatekeeper role if you're able to kind of get out of this point of view, pretty much just kind of be aware of that outside zone, use it to your advantage because that player has to aggress you in some way. So I think if we see some good movement early on, it could definitely start to pay off, as it looks as if Gray, seeing a few shots, already has an idea of where this player is. Not a whole lot of resources, though, so he can't really go for any builds. If he has to, he does have that rift to go in his back pocket, pretty much kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card.
And Gray knows he's got to make up for his behavior in that last round, so I think he's definitely trying to prove something to us here right now. Definitely hoping to walk away from here with the kill.
Looks as if that tactical assault rifle sitting firmly in his inventory. One of the most recent weapons added to the game just a few days ago. Very good up close, and it looks as if his shotty works very, very well.
And Unicorn, who was up in our top 5 at least in that last round, already down, and we're still got 28 players here in the game. So that was a real twist of events. And here we have a Drunky.
Looks as if he's going to be kind of utilizing a few of these slipstreams to his advantage. And like I said, these things are all around the map now. Like, you can pretty much just go on what I call like a little bit of a lazy river trip and just kind of venture throughout, try to find a few elims along the way. Not many people are willing to do it. Yeah. Not many people are kind of willing to do it, but like I said, those who are confident can make it work, and he has every right to feel that way for the time. As from 40 now to 28.
In that last match. But we'll see. I mean, if you get a little too confident, it can hurt you.
So. Oh, absolutely can. Easily could be the case. It looks as if he's going to go ahead and find
I think we've got some players who really got something to prove in this round here. So
definitely a lot to prove, a lot to showcase. Go for a few of these resources, and looks as if he's going to go ahead and grab this drop. Here's what he's going to get. Oh, does he get the gold? tactical assault rifle, yeah, definitely add that to the inventory.
Yeah, so if it's gold, you pick it up and you drop whatever else you have.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's got to be. Can you try to get back up
Going
in the
for
HPP?
legendary or nothing.
Looks as if Alo might be seeing someone around the area. No, actually just going to actually finds a nice little vending machine. And from one point of view to the other, back-to-back gold tactical assault rifles. So, like I said, that thing up close, like it's called an assault rifle, and usually you think, okay, range.
Right.
Not necessarily. Like this thing up close is super, super strong. I know I've been watching a lot of streamers. A lot of people kind of utilize this one recently, and they're saying it's a tank. So I'm curious with players who are kind of earning those throughout our game, how that can be a really effective weapon to kind of keep them alive, get them kind of more in that point situation in that conversation for that possible top 4.
Right. I will say, I think we're seeing some more passive playing in this round.
Yeah.
We've definitely got more people up than we did at this point. Before, we're still at 26. Everybody just seems to be really focused on kind of looting, grinding, getting themselves set up for those last couple big fights.
Just trying to venture through, get somewhat of an idea as to where the remaining players could be. They could possibly be in Neo Tilted, which is the location that he's about to go past, but it looks as if basically Gray. Quite a few builds going down right now in Fatal Fields, possessing that high ground advantage, and also has that combat shotty ready to go, and he'll make it land.
Diddy is out. Oh, Team Diddy felt the burn just now.
They did. The only members of the crowd not cheering for that particular one, that's for sure, but firing a few shots away in the cornfield, as I believe we might have even saw a few splodes start to come out as well. So basically, Gray, we know there is still one opponent left around, and they might have actually used a rift to go. They might have even used a bounce pad possibly to have that height advantage, but not going to be able to land those shots as Gray for the time. So we'll go ahead and swap now over toward Jacktastic.
Jacktastic again, still up, and we're in John Wick, which I appreciate.
I do too.
Throw that out a few times today. Really happy to see all the John Wicks.
I think that was like one of my favorite skins that's come in the game so far, and according to a lot of our competitors, it's some of their favorites too.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's definitely well earned.
That's like you're already in a video game, and then you get to feel like an action hero inside of that video game. Pretty cool feeling.
It's got to be, for sure. Currently looting inside of Salty Springs. This is also a very prominent area, as it looks as if he's going to win spot a build as well. A lot of players like to kind of hang around this position, so wouldn't be surprised if some more fights could be around this point of view here soon. But as we switch back now, very southern portion of the map. So based on what we can kind of see from that zone, it might be kind of more toward the southwest is where the future of that circle could be. So that's going to be a possible rotation that a lot of our players are going to have to make.
Right.
As if some shots are heard.
Yeah, that definitely didn't sound too far away.
Yeah. That could be a good thing for a lot of our players, and maybe a bad thing for a few of them as well. Like, okay, going the exact opposite way, not interested whatsoever in what could be just in front of me. But
somebody like Kitchi Chaos might be saying, okay, there's the bait.
looks as if Alo hanging around Shifty Shafts, going for a few of these rotations, and going to go and hop inside the slipstream and getting out of dodge. It's like we said, these wind tunnels, these slipstreams are so valuable, especially when it comes down to late game, when it comes into most of these matches. It looks as if he might have spotted someone just behind him.
Yeah,
went for a little bit of a trail.
Turnaround. Ooh.
And drops him.
Clever Dingbat is down for the count.
Very quick finish.
We went from 26 to 19 pretty quickly there.
It's like the snap of a finger, and we're already down to this amount. Picking up that sniper rifle. Very, very impressive inventory right now. We're talking about medium range or long range, kind of all locked down. Also has 2 Rift to Go's as well. But speaking of inventories, we have a banana and a ball. So that's happening.
This is the kind of gameplay that I've been looking for all day.
There's not too often you could say sentences like that. I think Fortnite provides us a lot of interesting terminology that we're never going to say again. So with that in mind, super awesome. Looking pretty cool. Looking like Tarzan right now. Going from tree to tree on the way to a rotation that should be coming up here soon.
Here we are back with Jacktastic again.
And he's trying to outrun the storm right now, so he's going to get overtaken by this. So
yeah, this can be rough.
He's got to run in a perfectly straight line. I think he might get overtaken by this. Got to be very, very careful. Like we said, it
might just make it. I don't know if you really.
The sign says slow. No, go fast. You got to get going.
But will someone catch him there at the edge?
Yeah.
That's what's really to worry about. You think, oh, okay, I made it in, and then you didn't realize someone was waiting there for you to get there. We have basically Gray staying up this game.
He's going to try to go for one of these supply drops. He's trying to get that in his inventory. One of the players who also has that ref to go with it. Like I said, it's a get out of jail free card. You can instantly get out of any situation that you want to. So with him being where he is, you feel a little bit more confident about that being the case. Has a supply drop going, laying down, but takes quite a bit of health loss from the skies.
Shield is basically.
And it's actually Kichi Chaos who's the one doing it.
There you go.
Holding that high ground advantage, and also they're both going to be in the zone, so no real rotation needed for either of these two parties.
They can just battle it out until one of them's down.
And it looks as if that Rift to Go will get utilized, so basically Gray decides to get out of dodge, says, hey, I don't want to kind of keep losing HP. It's not really worth my time.
And knowing that fight is going on so near, it's not a...
Oh, and I think that Kichi actually ended up taking the same Rift. He wants to try to go for the fight here, and also loses quite a bit of HP in the process and drops as well.
Ooh. That was rough. Not at all what I was anticipating.
Yeah. Solid play coming in from Gray. I know Kichi Chaos was there to kind of give him a round of applause. You got to at that point. The guy had a very impressive shot, and you got to give him the respect that he deserves.
Yeah, I think Gray may really have the chance to turn his score around here. Get himself looking pretty for that top 4 for the next round.
Definitely is super awesome. Holding on to one of these sky platforms. Recently added during Season 9. A lot of players maybe not be super accustomed to what it's like to kind of have a loss of high ground at this point of view. And like I said, those speakers, man, I tell you what.
Now, when you're surrounded by snow, is that the time to be dressed like a banana, or
yeah. Possibly not.
It'd be better in those desert atmospheres? Might work a little better, right?
I think it's fair to say it looks kind of like a little bit of a rotten banana as well. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
A little brown around the edges.
Or wash that banana suit, please.
Please do, yes. Over time, basically Gray, like we said, he's kind of been the main player that we've been talking about through quite a bit of this game. I know it was a lot of talk on Drunky last match about how well he was playing, but it's been kind of basically Gray who's been on our perspectives quite a bit.
I will say 3 out of our top 4 in the last game are out here in this round.
Okay, yeah.
So very interesting to see that.
Yeah, so Drunky not currently involved, like you said, in this top 11 right now, so not going to earn any extra points. So that's going to be a big player kind of out of the match right now. If our players were to realize that, our competitors were to realize that right now in this game, they might be thinking a little bit differently about how they should kind of format this this style.
Maybe passive isn't the answer right now.
Right, exactly. Now may be time to try to go for those eliminations.
And here we have Aloy rocking the ball, a fan of the ball.
I'm kind of a fan of it as well. It's kind of interesting. Interesting design. You have like a plunger on a ball that looks like it's from Jurassic Park. Not really sure how I feel about it, but regardless, though, we got someone kind of just hanging out, super awesome, holding on to high ground, and like you said, in the snow, trying to be aware of his position, holding on to the high ground that exists. A few of these chasms, a few of these buildings. Called Polar Peak for a reason. It actually gets a shot from the backside. Basically, Gray trying to be aware of his surroundings. And shots coming from the floor. Coming from the basement. Oh, and it makes it land.
Someone in his sights there.
He's going to try to engage on this one. Maybe he can look through the windows.
Okay.
What a play.
Cody Modio down. That was a really, really great play by basically Gray there. Just that drop down from the roof. It's funny. You'd think people would expect it, but sometimes they just don't.
Excellent awareness from Gray. And also spots someone off in the distance. It's Banana. It's Banana Man. Destroys his builds. Like we said, has that heavy sniper rifle. Can destroy any build with one shot. Looks as if Banana could be peeking over the perspectives. Alo, though, also around this area. Spots
and he's got someone
below.
Here.
But he does have that baller. So, like I said, he can pretty much scale any of these mountains. He's pretty much free to go wherever he wants.
His mobility is definitely up on all the other players he's against right now in this area.
And also going to possibly lose that baller.
Pretty low on the ball now.
In one of the recent patches, it went from 200 health to 150. So possibly feeling a little bit of the presence that can come from it. Goes for the high ground, has it in his hands, but it looks as if a cone gets placed down and they're right next to each other. Can he find it in? Yes! Wonderful play coming in from
Anonymous
Alo,
is
and
out.
also decides to go ahead and pull out the Rift to go. Knows he's so low on health and does not want to get 3P, does not want to get shot by someone else. So very smart play to escape in that situation there.
Here's Super Awesome. We saw Brawlin a little earlier getting a shot out there by Grayson, but we'll see if we can turn it around right now. We're in our top 5. Interested to see who makes it to the top 3 and gets that extra point. You got to think that's really what a lot of people are fighting for right now.
Absolutely. Looks as if one player happens to be taking a little bit of high ground when it comes down to the castle that just sits above him, and a few shots as well. Starting to fire throughout the map. Super Awesome's got to be very, very aware of that.
And he's got someone in his sights there. The accuracy is important here with this weapon, though, so blind shots might just give away your location more than really help you get a kill.
Definitely could. Trying to see which tree could he be behind, which perspective is he at, and Alo goes for the shot! I think that was a John Wick. The sniper bullet whistles past his ear, and I think he's aware of it now. Might have even taken a Rift to go, being so aware that a shot could have easily just ended his entire run when it comes down to game number 2, but we are down to our final 5 players. 2 elims away from earning one of those very valuable points.
And Alo here with 4 kills, which is bodes well for him, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Got to be aware of this guy as the game does progress.
I will say we have some students really showing up in this round here. Both Alo, basically Gray.
Oh, and Gray takes him down. Edit. I think it was Alo who thought he had an advantage there. I'm pretty sure he thought he was kind of on the flank when in reality, everybody knew that he was there. Wonderful play coming in from basically Gray. He also
really coming back from that first match.
Trying to go for the shot, places down the cones, tries to take back high ground advantage, and just like that, he's got a wonderful perspective to try and engage on this particular player. Like we said, 5 elims up to this point, looking for a 6th, looking for that top 2. And like I said, it's a waiting game. Once you have that high ground advantage, and it's just kind of a matter of making a play, trying to secure it. Goes for the edit. Player just behind him, dodges the shot. Banana Man desperately trying to make something happen, and here's the opportunity. Places a trap on the opposite side.
But the builds are just really, really well placed.
Superior,
getting that high ground, that's what it's all about.
It looks as if Super Awesome decides to go ahead and get out of dodge. Backs up. I think a player, the third player that currently is alive, also just utilized a Rift to go. So you got to be very aware of that.
Yeah, don't blame him. Only 50 left on his shield. I would play my cards close to the chest right now.
Definitely have to. Super Awesome. Lowest of low ground, basement level. A lot of decent items to work with, but basically Gray finding someone not far off.
Ooh, but right above him.
Where did this player come from? I didn't even know there was someone up here. I think maybe the Rift to go might have been utilized to get on that mountain to kind of have a newfound life. Tries to make the shot land.
When everyone's building up high ground, what do? Get to the highest ground, right?
Definitely got to. Banana Man taking quite a bit of shots right now, trying to escape. Loses a decent amount of HP in the process, but shots still coming in. Zone as well. Getting ready to move. All of our players are going to have to start to transition a little bit as basically Gray ends up getting a shot for one and takes him down. Has minis to work with, but wants to go for the initial shots as the zone starts to move.
And now basically Gray really aggressive, just saying, hey, look, you're the last guy I need to kill. I'm going for you. It's going to heal up.
And it looks as if Super Awesome gets dropped. And it's going to be Gray who walks away with this game. A very impressive 7 eliminations there, Jess.
That was a turnaround I just really wasn't expecting, especially from what we followed Gray in the beginning of the last game, to take it all the way to the top. That's going to be great for him and the scoreboard.
So like we talked about, Drunky, first game, 8 elims, overall 11 points. This particular game, Gray skips with 10 points, seven elims in total. So very impressive for that particular player, as he's going to be one that I'm watching out for. Like I said, we got a few players kind of in terms of our targets to look out when it comes down to that final game, number 3. But overall, very impressive performance. It was kind of long range shots, sniper rifles. It was up close. I mean, he was kind of dominating players from all perspectives.
Yeah, and like we said, just superior builds throughout that whole back half of the match there when we were down to that final 5. Just keeping the high ground, keeping eyes on what was going on down below. That can make a really, really big difference, and I think we really saw that from basically Gray.
Definitely.
This round.
And like we said, utilizing shadow stones, there were certain moments, where we were kind of in the process, or rather the shadow bombs, but kind of was in the process of trying to move from zone to zone. It's kind of about the rotations, right? We talked about a number of different things when it comes to Fortnite. How can I win a game? Well, it's about positioning. It's about making sure you have a solid inventory, but it's also about the rotations. How can you be effective when it comes down to the late game? It's very crucial, and it looks as if in that particular point of view, Gray won out. I mean, I think he got challenged from his backside, from his flank, and he was able to kind of take a few of the shots, be aware of it. And I thought that was kind of the story of the ending of the match, because he was involved in both eliminations that came through in the top 3.
Right. Overall, great round. But I think we are ready to throw it over to Shay to give away some more prizes in the crowd. So take it away, Shay.
Yeah, everyone's leaving, but we're giving away more prizes. So I guess you guys have a better chance of winning some prizes. That's what I'm telling. All right. So you, sir, here in the front row. Yes, you are the first victim. What company publishes Fortnite?
Epic Games.
All right, let's get him a keyboard from MSI Gaming. All right, let's continue on. What's up? Does anybody over here know what year Fortnite was released? Say it again, sir.
2017.
All right, let's get him a mouse from MSI Gaming. All right. Let's see, here's a very difficult question. How much does Fortnite cost? How much?
Free.
$3.99. Does that mean no money?
No money.
No money! All right, let's get him a shirt. All right, who over here also wants to win a shirt? What do you think? Yeah? For your mom? Okay. Well, you know what? You already have a prize. We'll do one more prize over here, then I'm gonna go hit up that section, because we've been neglecting them. But let's see. You guys look like your future Hall of Fame inductees. Can you name one gaming degree program? Just one?
Where did I work?
I don't know. Game design?
Game design! All right, let's get him a shirt. All right, now let's go over to the other side. We're gonna walk this way with the cord. Is everyone having a good time? Now everybody remembers which hashtag we are using today. It is hashtag #FullSailHoff. HOF stands for Hall of Fame. If you haven't figured that out, get on board. We're doing this. All right, this side seems a little neglected with prizes. So we're gonna come over to you. Oh, excuse me, I gotta part the way of important Hall of Fame inductees like Leslie Brathwaite. Do you wanna help me give away a prize? What's the best trivia? Ask them a question.
When does classes start on campus after Hall of Fame?
That's a really good question. Does anybody know that answer? When is it? Did you say Tuesday? All right, let's give him a shirt. Right down there, shirt or fanny pack. You got any other great trivia questions, Leslie?
Name the 6 current inductees in Hall of Fame 10.
Oh, this is a big one. Anybody know all 6 of the Hall of Fame inductees for this year? Anybody? Man, Leslie's coming in with the hard trivia. That's okay. I'm gonna make it a little bit easier. Okay, you don't go here. That's okay. Have you ever heard about Full Sail University? All right. Well, what is the name of, where are you sitting? What is this called?
What was the question?
What is this area called? What do we title this?
Armada.
That's the team that plays here.
Fortress.
The Fortress! All right, and then can we get these two gentlemen some things right here? They look very deserving. All right, that's all the prizes for this round, but we have more, so don't get up and leave in between rounds. You'll miss out. Online students, go ahead and fill up that chat box on Twitch with #FullSailHoth. Spam up that comment section. And we have a moderator standing by who's gonna select a random winner. But for now, let's send it back to our shoutcasters. Landon and Jess, take it away.
Thanks, Shay. Alrighty, so let's get into these scores, right, Landon? I'm pretty excited to see who's on top, but I have a pretty good feeling. Okay, there we have Drunky with 12 for the streamers. Me and Lena still trailing behind with 6. I don't think that made much of a difference from our last round. Sky's Live tied with 6 for that second and third spot. And then I'm actually surprised to see that our streamers have such low scores beyond those couple of players there. I was really expecting to see some big numbers from them, but this is what we have, so. And now our students, your boy Pride with 12. So we were expecting Gray to be in the lead there, but your boy Pride was able to pull over some points from that last round and really get himself up to the top of the board. Jerry's Letters there with 10, who we saw some pretty good plays from in that last game. And Alo Edit with only 6 when he had so much going on for him in that last round. So
maybe
that's
a slow game 1 possibly that could lead to like.
But we'll see. Maybe he could turn it around in round 3. You never know.
Absolutely. And like we said, I know we saw your boy Pride there for a moment, one of the leaders of Full Sail Armada. Big shout out to Nathan. But let's go and take a look at our graduates to see exactly how they're looking right now in terms of our top 10, as Super Awesome currently sits at the top with 7 total points. And for second, we also do see Mr. Burns himself walk with 4 points, United's own. And for our staff members, which we'll go ahead and pull up now, we'll see kind of how they're looking, because it was kind of a closer score line, and it looks as if right now Kid Calrissian along with Cardin of Argos still exist at the top. They're actually tied for that first place position, with Ghost DeLorean just behind them in that second place spot. So the staff still looking pretty close. I think you could argue one game absolutely could decide it all. It's not a matter of, oh, it's already done. There's no way it's going to happen. No, a lot of our games, a lot of our kind of categories here for what will be our top 4 are still very close. A lot still to be decided when it comes down to this game number 3.
Right, yeah. I'm excited to see what we see from round 3. I'm hoping a little bit of a pickup from the staff. I'd like to see over a 6 for that high score on our staff member, but we'll see what happens, right? Our students definitely pulled it through in that second round in a way that I just wasn't expecting from them. I thought the streamers were just going to carry this all the way home, but now I'm not so sure.
Yeah, and we got to talk about after kind of our dissection of what happened in game number 2. It was a matter of Gray just going off, taking that one for himself. I'm curious if that can kind of translate when it comes into game number 3, because for match number 1, we saw Drunky come out and have a wonderful performance. Right. I don't think we saw him involved in that top 10, that top 15 maybe.
Not very much,
around that
no.
Point of view, or right around that kind of position. So how is it going to kind of translate? Can they keep it up, and can they lead themselves to that top position in their category? A lot of questions to ask, and a lot of interesting kind of alternatives when it comes down to our match number 3. And like we said, this is the last one. This is where you kind of put all your cards on the table. If you haven't had a super solid performance up to this point, if you're not in first, you should be playing way more aggressive than you have up to that point. So.
I would say just land and shoot as soon as you pick something up and see what happens. So we've got our players getting ready to get into the game right now. Let's hope everybody's at their seats ready to go. But man, you got to love it here at the Fortress, huh?
Right.
It's pretty beautiful. What a great venue for us to all get together and play some games.
Absolutely. As we take a look at our crowd along with our players, guys, make sure you are pressing play before we start off this game, just to make sure that we're good to go. So once we get everyone press play, we should be good to load in here for our third and final game when it comes down to leading in to our Final Four. But
Right.
any predictions maybe for our Final Four? Any players? Like I know we were talking about Gray, Drunky, maybe any of those kind of stick off the page?
I think I'm gonna call Gray into even though he was only third on our student list, so he'd really have to pull it up in this next game. But I think he can come from behind and show us something really good on that main stage in that last round.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of questions to be asked. There's a lot of I guess you could say in the minds of a lot of our players. There's probably a lot of questions that they're asking themselves. Should I play more aggressive? Should I change up my landing locations if it didn't really work out too well when it came down to that last game? And it looks as if all of our players focused, ready to go. I know we see a lot of intense faces.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now's the time to gear up. This is the game where I can kind of change my entire scoreline up to this point. But I believe that we are just about to load in here for our game number 3, our final match to decide who will be in our top 4. Ooh. Let's get some noise a little bit.
Yeah,
Let's kind of get ready for this final game.
Here,
It should be a fun one.
All right.
As we'll start things off with Kichi Chaos, the big question is now...
Lantern landing, I'm a fan.
Yeah, right? For this final game, how do the landing locations change up, right? What happens when it comes down to this final game? Do you play more aggressive? Do you play more slow? It's fair to say for Kichi Chaos, he has gone to this particular point of view. Paradise Palms has been his spot in all 3 games, so he's staying consistent, and I don't mind it, to be honest.
Right.
I don't think you can hate on the idea of it.
I think he was really taken aback by that kill from the last round, so I think he's going to try to prove something here and make up for that. Get himself to the end there.
Definitely could. Trying to be aware of the perspective, right? When to try to be having a good idea of what everyone else is doing. But I will say, he kind of goes around the Paradise Palms area, right in the center of it.
Right.
Happens to be basically Gray, so not too far away right now are both players that we just checked in with.
Yeah, a few of our big players here now in the same area, so you got to wonder what that's going to mean for the beginning of the game, and maybe some of our players that aren't as experienced in the game maybe have an advantage right now because they're not getting shot at.
And basically Gray, winner of that last match.
Here we've got Drunky just breaking himself down into different levels and looting what he can.
And it's going to be in Dusty Divot. Now this is kind of a place of interest that I'm a massive fan of. It's kind of pretty much dead center in the map. So for rotations in terms of that next zone, and you notice,
it's
top
never
right
a
of our screen, it's
bet.
not far away at all. So
Right.
like in a lot of players, kind of perspectives when they're on the outskirts of the zone or on the map, a lot of the times that's not where the circle is. So you have to kind of run, take a solid 3-4 minutes to go to a totally different perspective. For him though, not at all a worry.
And here we have Alo Edit now, who made it pretty far in our last round, but still wasn't really showing much on the scoreboard there. So we'll see if he can turn it around in this round. Heading into
Trying to
this
better
area in the map. Another one a little close. You want to be near that, kind of have enough room to get yourself to the middle of the map in the event that's where the zone is. So we see that's where he is here.
And I know that he did just spot someone not too far away from Pleasant Park, so that definitely could be a sign of a fight to come. For Diddy, though, he's going to be hanging out in the blocks. This kind of changes over time throughout the weeks, and he actually might have spotted someone just in front of him. Are they aware of it?
It's John Wick versus John Wick.
And they're not shooting at each other. This might be a strategy. This is the thing that I was talking about. I was like maybe
let's
if you
team
have...
up, let's be friends, right?
This is Team John Wick that we
Is
have.
it because they're both John Wick? Was that the only alliance they needed?
He's trying to give him some weapons. And
hey, I think teaming up is not a bad idea right now to take down some of these powerful players.
Can you imagine, though, if he hands off that weapon and the person's like, oh, yeah, I'll take it. I'll go and shoot you back.
Yeah,
like, that's just how it's gonna work.
Would you be surprised?
I think if it's John Wick, you can't really be too surprised with anything. So with that in mind, we've got kind of a team situation going toward the northern side of the map. It looks as if they're going to be having to make a rotation here soon, so definitely something that we want to be aware of. But we're going swap back now over toward basically Gray, who was, like we said, the victor of match number 2, wanting to make it back-to-back victory royales. I think that would kind of seal the deal. If he was able to win this one, he surely has to be
He'll be in the top 4. Yeah. But hey, we never know what can happen. We got a few people in the area right now near him, so.
And I know we've been kind of mentioning this over time, is how is the progression of the game going to kind of change up, right? We go from 40, now to 35. I mean, we've only had 5 players drop, and this is somewhat of a of a longer game. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like kind of playing the long game. I thought we might see more aggressive play kind of come through. Players want to be aware of, hey, I'm down in the point situation. I need to kind of raise myself up. I guess you could say not really the case for our players. They're playing this one slow. They want to hold on to any points that they might possess. And I think I just saw Alo get involved in the kill feed. So that was one player that we were kind of highlighting, had a really good last game, but really wasn't involved in the top 2, I think, for his category. So
Right.
if that was any indicator, game number 3 could be a showcase of things to come. Rotating in a Pleasant Park does finish off the one player that was here. Now we were kind of going back and forth with whether or not he could find that player, manages to do so. So in a way better frame of mind, however, is running away from the current zone. So has to be aware of that, possibly going for a few better items.
Yeah, I guess you see people not really too eager to pick up that combat shotgun.
Right.
For the reasons that we may have said before.
And I think that he might have saw someone just on the top of this mountain. Maybe not. I could be crazy. My eyes deceive me quite a bit. I'm only 23 years old, but I feel like I have the eyes of a 96-year-old. So I have no idea. Oh, there's actually someone on the top of that mountain, and it's actually going to be Diddy. Diddy spots him. Team shots coming through from the John Wick duo.
Oh, the John Wick duo are still together,
Yeah.
hanging out. Okay. I wouldn't be too sad to see them take this game away. I gotta tell you, teamwork makes the dream work, right?
And Diddy's doing a lot of damage. I want to say that the quad crasher is actually placed there. And it looks as if Jacktastic might be going for a little bit of a flank. I love this play, but where did he go? What happened to him, Jess? I don't even
He
know where he went myself.
abandoned that ATV and said, "See you later, guys."
Oh, man, he might have just four-wheeled out of there. No, actually, it's still there. I don't know what happened to him. He might have just disappeared.
It's our John Wick duo hanging out. Every time I see him run at him, I'm like worried for a second, but
This is awesome.
you know, you talked about these alliances a lot today, and I was like, I don't think we're going to see that at all. But look at that. You just put on a John Wick costume.
It's like we've got to this point where it's like, okay, I don't have a whole lot of points. Anyone want to team up? Like, is anybody interested in wanting to maybe further ourselves in the game, maybe get at least a few points on board? And that could be the conversation that the double John Wick duo are having right now.
I mean, I'd be aiming to team up with somebody like Drunky or Kitschy Chaos, maybe basically Gray, but I mean,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
Those are the
beggars
guys I
can't be
wanna play with.
choosers, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure that they would be interested in wanting to do that with myself. Like, you're just going to kind of hold me back. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. But
Right, and Greg has somebody in his sights here.
firing away a few of those bullets and might even take the slipstream.
This is when you say, do you chase?
Right.
Or do you just...
I was thinking the exact same thing.
And I think the answer is you chase, okay.
So he might run right into this player, depending on where they're at. I think they might be, building a few structures just underneath the tree that exists just toward his east. And has that heavy sniper rifle shot when he wants to use it. Unfortunately, can't make it land. Trying to go for the shot, and it looks as if might take him down. Alo, though, also spotting a few players as well. Trying to take down the baller that's trying to scale the entire mountain. Looks like a mountain goat. My goodness, just flying up. A few of those things, but basically Gray back in the mainframe, trying to go on the hunt for this player and has that high ground, Jeff. So this is going to be great for him.
Whew.
Oh!
And eliminated. Wow. Basically, Gray really is not going to take a no for an answer. He's not going to let anybody run away today.
He's not messing around.
Yeah, not at all.
He's feeling very confident, and he has every right to feel that way. Same player, though, in terms of how confident they must feel. Drunky came in, took game one. Most eliminations that we've seen yet. Got knocked out decently early when it came down to our last match, so he's looking for some revenge possibly when it comes down to this game.
He's a little far from the zone, it looks like, so we've only got 1 minute and 30 left, so let's hope we can get to moving sooner rather than later.
Oh, the John Wick duo might spot someone just coming in towards soccer field. As getting a few shots in with that suppressed SMG. We'll see how weakened the player is. Can they possibly escape? Trying to utilize the gas station to stay alive for the time. As Diddy might be trying to go for the flank. This is the same play that they tried to make last time. Very tactical. I like the idea, using the communication.
Also, they both look like John Wick, so you might think it's the same guy, right?
That's true.
I think that would mess me up more than
wasn't
anything.
he just over there? Now he's over here. What just happened?
And then you're like, oh, they're using items. I don't know what's going on. I just got this game yesterday. Someone told me it was free. I don't know what to do.
Oh, but taking quite a bit of shots. Jacktastic has to be aware. Can he finish it off? Oh, and he does!
That
First
quick
one on
little
the board.
movement back and forth, that'll do it for you. If they can't get a shot on you, even if you can't get a shot on them, it might work.
Look at that. Wonderful play coming in from the John Wick duo. But on John Wick in his own, Drunky, you could argue, is like 2 players in one. He's literally that impressive. Already has 4 eliminations, by the way. So at least in terms of the elimination game, he doesn't really have to worry too much about placement points because he's taking out most of them. But
And that's what he must be saying to himself, right? If I can get the kills, it doesn't matter where I land.
oh, it looks as if Alo happens to engage on both John Wicks, and I think he takes them both down. So solid play coming in from Alo. Had a really solid kind of performance in that last game, and that's going to be a cheeky little double kill. That's found in just a matter of moments there, and also finds it in just the right amount of time before that storm starts to take away his health. So that's great timing. That's a great awareness. That's a few more points put on the board there for Alo.
We've got Grayson in the ball. Oh, and there he sees another player. Is he going to go for it? Run away? What do you see here?
Oh, goes for the engagement.
Oh, I love that quick build right as he jumped up the ball. Great.
Most of the crowd was just like, ooh, before they even clapped because of just how strategic that was. Puts down a few builds, makes sure he has the high ground, and then pretty much engages on his terms. Allows for that fight to go down whenever he wanted it to, and also for the future of this game has a few bounce pads. He's got a good weapon situation as well, so for his inventory, he's locking things up. Drunky getting a little bit too close for comfort. Nearly lands a few of those shots, and a rocket casually going off in the distance from one mountain to the other, and Drunky's like, hey, I want to get involved in this. This sounds fun.
Amazing that a rocket does what that other sniper rifle can do there in terms of breaking down builds.
He's got to be careful. He's got to make sure he doesn't run into these either.
Whew.
Knows a player happens to be on the flank. Drunky.
You have to wonder here, is it worth the kill?
Oh.
Almost getting shot with a missile? I guess so. That takes out Jerry's letters. That was one of his competitors on the list there. They were tied. They were tied there on their bracket, so that may have been a really, really big kill there.
And this is actually Matt versus Drunky, I believe. So a big matchup right now. Shot coming in toward the back, and so Teach Chaos has got to be super aware of that right now. Knowing that if he happens to go toward one point of view, it could be his last chance in Fortress 40. Now he says, it's time for the engage. It's time for me to rush through, and here's his chance. Goes down to 20 HP and ends up getting taken down.
Once again.
Wonderful
I think
play.
he fell off in a similar place last game around that 15, 16.
And Drunky knows he has the high ground advantage, and he can probably find this one. And yes, there goes another.
Now Drunky with 7 kills.
And we still have 12 other players besides him left.
Unbelievable.
Storm at his backside, but my goodness, I think everyone else is focusing in on this guy right now.
And we lost somebody to the storm there, I see.
Rest in peace. Meme Lena. Basically Gray, though, going for some resources.
Yeah, still on the grind here because he's all about those last-minute builds. They've really came in clutch for him a couple times.
That's true,
so
yeah.
I can see why he's so focused on grinding for resources here.
But one thing that I like about his inventory is that like he has a number of different weapons for a ton of different situations. So he's got like medium range with the Scar, he's got the combat shotty up close, and of course the sniper at range, 150 damage done, and also happens to have a few players firing on him as well. Quickly takes down one, and so Gray up to 4 eliminations. Knows that there's someone just around him, and as that circle starts to get smaller, that also means that more players can spot you. So Gray, kind of sandwiched right now, has players on top of a mountain, has someone to his south. He's got to be careful here, Jess.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous right now. He's not going to get out of this situation, I got to tell you. I'm on the edge of this stool.
Looks as if Drunky, though, might be one of those aggressors that could make something happen. Shotgun at range, really? Yes, it does now. The combat shotty much different than all the others, trying to go possibly on top of the roof. Where is he at? Where could it be located? Drunky's about to find out. One-man wrecking crew, and there's the 8.
Team Morgan is down.
8 elimination for Drunky. He had that many at the end of game number 1. He has that still with 6 other players left alive.
Incredible.
But on the other end are 2 victors from game 1 and game 2. Drunky along with Gray still alive. They might actually meet up here soon as one player desperately escapes for the time using one of those bounce pads to get out of dodge. And Gray says, hey, this will work for me too, trampoline.
Gotta tell you, I'm looking at Drunky as one of our top 4 from the streamer bracket.
Yeah. Definitely in the conversation as Drunky versus Gray might be going down soon. TBA. And it looks as if it's going to be Gray who actually takes that player down. So Drunky now realizes, okay, hey, Gray's around the perspective. He was able to watch him a little bit after he had to spectate him in that last match. This is going to be a very intense fight. Probably one of the best ones that we've had so far in Fortress 40. Who can walk away with this fight? Will it be Gray? Will it be Drunky? Also taking some shots from the side, and Gray's so low on HP. Trying to put down the bounce pad to escape. Trying to grab a few of those minis, and I think...
Yeah, this is the moment when you just got to go for it, right? Heal up, I mean...
Oh, and Drunky sees him just from the side. Can he find it? And yes,
and
Drunky reigns
Gray
supreme.
is out, taking basically Gray away from having that potential top 3 spot.
Yeah.
Hurts pretty bad.
Yeah, toss it up to GG. 10 elims, and along with that last one, also gets another point for being in top 3. Drunky's angry after that match number 2. And my goodness, takes down Gray. I want to say with ease because Gray had a few players shooting at him, so he's already low on HP. But I want to see that fight happen again. I want to see that one.
I'd like to
see a rematch.
Yeah, the 2 of them 1v1 with none of these external factors. I think would be quite the show to see.
Definitely could. Like I said, this is Drunky just showing off at this point. Like we said, 10 elims out of 40, by the way. This isn't like 100 players.
Yeah.
This is 40 other people in this game. He's taken out a 4th of them. That's quick math for you. But still, wonderful play coming through. A lot of builds to, or actually not a whole lot of builds to work with. I was going to say, I thought he had a decent amount. But despite that, though, he's got those weapons, that inventory looking so solid.
Halo Edit's still up here.
I'm curious if this is Drunky. I'm not exactly sure who this could be. Up close and personal fight, and Supreme Awesome ends up getting dropped. A big one found from Alo.
Alo may have just locked himself into the top spot in our student bracket.
A massive elimination to find, but where is Drunky? We don't even get to see him. Drunky's so sneaky, hiding out.
We didn't even see his feed. Whew.
11 eliminations, along with the extra 3 that come along with winning this game. Victory Royale, 2 out of the 3 matches go the way of Drunky, and it is well-deserved. My goodness, it's fair to say he's in for top 4.
Oh, I can only imagine. I'm excited to see what the scores come back, but I can't imagine that he won't be, right? 2 wins, 10 kills just in that last, well, I guess 11 then, because he got that last kill just in that last round. So really something to see. Some great plays today. But I will say, I was really happy to see basically Greg get that far in that round, even though I don't think he's going to make it to our top 4. But I'm not the scorekeeper, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like we said, a lot to be kind of keeping in mind. Our top 4, I know we're kind of tallying up the scores right now. A lot of people on the edge of their seat, including us here at the caster desk. Let's go and send it down to the floor with Shay.
All right, thank you so much, Landon and Jess. You guys, we're about to go into the final round. Who's excited? All right, well, first of all, look at how many prizes we still have to give away. So we're gonna do a massive sweeping round of giveaways. Everyone who has not won a prize, stand up. Everybody who has yet to win a prize, please stand. Ready? You better start dancing then if you're standing. Stand and dance. Give me your best Fortnite dances. Let's go. Anybody who's dancing, let's go. Everyone's gonna get a prize. Stand and dance. Show me what you got. There's like flossing and things like that. Yeah. All right. All right, Deanna, do you want to help me go to the other side to hand some out? All right, my lady Deanna's gonna come over. I want everybody on that side. Dance, dance, dance. custom t-shirts. Anybody over here? All right, I think everybody's getting really into the Fortnite dancing. Who's a professional flosser over here? Who can do the best? All right, you three back there, show me the best flossing. There you go. Yes. Can you go faster? Can you go faster than that? Oh, they're gonna lose a limb. All right, good job, guys. Can we give them a round of applause for the best flossing we have ever seen? All right, are you guys satisfied with the prizes? No? Oh, because I'm pretty sure we have a big prize sitting on the stage that we should give away. What do you guys think? All right, we're still waiting on our scores. So I'm gonna interview a couple of you. Tell me, you sir, who are you rooting for today?
I was rooting for my boy Pride, man. He got eliminated sadly, but I still root and support him 100%.
All right, let's give it up for Pride. All right. Now, I do have an exclusive Hall of Fame 10 skate deck. Does anybody like skateboarding? So, by show of hands, who can tell me the Full Sail Hall of Fame inductee who's known for creating amazing skateboarding videos that he then uploads to YouTube? I saw you right here, sir. I saw a raise of hand. What's his name?
Brett Novak?
It is Brett Novak! Let's give him a skate deck! All right. So fancy. Do you want to show it off? Show it off. Yeah. You guys will have opportunities to win stuff all week long. Make sure you check Full Sail social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. I think we got the prizes ready, or the official scores. So let's go back up the stage. Here's our final four. All right. Can I please have Drinky, Basically Gray, Drunky, Basically Gray, Super Awesome, and Carden of Argo. All four, top four, come on up. Come on up. Come, take your station. He's the one to beat, you guys. All right, and while our final four are coming up and taking their places, did all of our students get an opportunity to enter our raffle to win this custom limited edition Epiphone guitar? Did everyone enter? Did you know the name of this guitar is Snowfall? And I believe it was donated to us by Matt Heafy from Trivium. Is Matt here? Can we get Matt to come up to help us give away the final prize of the evening? Oh my gosh, he's right here. So what can you tell us about this guitar?
This is my signature guitar. I play this in my band. I'm in a band called Trivium. We've been around for about 20 years or so. Our guitar player, Corey, is actually a graduate of Full Sail. He graduated from here in 2002, 2003. So he moved down here from Maine, and he was a fan of our band because we're a local band. I joined the band when I was about 12, 13 years old. That's why I've been in for so long. So Corey would always come to our shows, and he tried out for our band, made it in. So this is the guitar that I made with Epiphone. I've been using this for the last maybe 5 to 7 years around the world. It's the exact same one I use. There's nothing different about the one that I use in comparison to this one. So yeah, you should like it.
All right, can someone please hand us our magical unicorn mallet? This is you're gonna smash this.
All right.
I'm gonna stand far away. You guys, is this Fortnite accurate or what? Yeah, please move the guitar. All right, so he's gonna smash it open. And then he's going to draw a winner. Make sure you have your tickets ready to read. Ready? Okay. All right, pick a ticket and read it out.
Oh, blank? Oh, the number. 727397. Green Lantern, you win. Well done, Green Lantern.
All right. Let me see that ticket. Did you already place it on the ground? Do I have to guess it now? All right, we got a winner. Go ahead and enjoy. Photo up, photo up. All right, well, that was an amazing grand prize giveaway. Do we have any other prizes we can give away? Possibly. Corby, is there anything left? Oh, we're all set. All we got is this crushed pinata left. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it back to our amazing shoutcasters. You guys are doing an awesome job. Thank you so much for heading this up. Landon and Jess, take it away.
Thank you, Shay. Okay, so we're so excited to talk about scores from the last match, right? I really want to see where everybody ended up.
Yeah, this is going to be intense, right? I know we kind of talked about in terms of where our scores are at. I know we kind of have them confirmed because the names are obviously popped up on the screen. You guys got to see those players.
But it's good to know who came in second.
That's true. Definitely good to know that. So I'm curious, like in terms of where everyone kind of lined out.
That's a silver medal at the Olympics, okay? That's a pretty big deal.
That's a good point.
Okay, so we have obviously we know that Drunky really ran away with it today with that 26. But Sky's live behind him with 9. Magic Unicorn tied up for that second spot with 9 too. Not too bad. I am surprised some of our streamers had really low numbers. I thought we were going to see something crazy maybe from Skilltacular or Kitschy Chaos. I definitely thought we saw more kills from Matt than 3.
I thought we did too. Yeah, that's a good point.
But I mean, hey, I again, not the scorekeeper. I'm not gonna. And there's basically Gray with that 16, which
how close that was though.
Yeah, he almost didn't have that, right? So
I want to listen to that really quick. For our students' situation, I think it was Gray and Alo that were in the top 3, or at least we're in that top 4. If Alo maybe takes him down and wins the game, he probably makes it through and Gray does not. So the ending of game 3 was actually super close for the student situation, which I was really curious about. So it's great to hear how close that was.
Yeah, and your boy Pride was in first place when we finished up that second round. So it must hurt to be in third. But like I said, with the medals, the Olympics, that's bronze.
Exactly.
That's also a medal.
You can walk away
fourth. We're not gonna.
Happy.
Oh, and then we have our grads here.
Yeah, in terms of our graduates, we do have Super Awesome, who does claim one of those 4 spots. Walk you with 10 points, and it was E-United's own Mr. Burns. Controller in hand, 4 points. Somewhat close, feel bad for him, but obviously it's great to see Super Awesome make it through. And now for our staff, our 4th and final position. It was close, it was interesting, but it was Cardin of Argo who ends up walking away just narrowly by the skin of his teeth. 1 point difference. Kid Calrissian along with Ghost DeLorean, who were at the top throughout a lot.
Yeah, tied throughout most of that game, right? Most of our rounds there,
So very interesting. Like we said, we get our final 4 ready to go, and I
just want to say to the Diddy clan that's here, we may not have scored any points, but you guys made shirts. That's pretty cool.
It is.
I appreciate it. So.
I did. Best fan base, you could argue, that's for sure. So with that, like we said, a lot to be kind of keeping in mind for the remainder of the match that we have, which is going to be, like we said, our final 4. So we've got Drunky, basically Gray, Super Awesome, and Cardin of Argo still to battle it out. I know we're going to be revealing what location they're going to be dropping in. So for the viewers at home, you don't have to worry. We're not going to watch them go to all 4 different corners of the map and kind of progressively make it in. We're going to try to work that in and figure out exactly where they're going to be dropping. But like we said, a lot of interesting results, a lot of interesting gameplay up to this point. But
I'm interested to see how the 4 1v1 v1 goes. I wonder if it'll be quick. I wonder if it'll be like a lot of, hey, let me kind of disperse from where everybody is. Let me harvest some resources. Let me get some good weapons and then get back into the brawl. So I wonder how that is going to look for our players in our top 4 today.
And the thing is, for me, too, is that like, where are you going to drop? Like, so it's like, what happens if a really talented player, let's just use, Drunky, for example. What if he happens to drop in, doesn't really find a good weapon off the start? Maybe he doesn't find a weapon at all. Well, now he's in an awkward situation where he's not able to leave. He drops initially there. How does he escape? What does he do in that situation? So I think there's a lot kind of on the line for our players. I mean, this turns into a totally different matchup. Obviously, we're not at the regular 100. We're at 40 for the Fortress 40.
Even the most experienced Fortnite player may have no idea how to handle.
Yeah. And
this,
you shouldn't have to
for
every situation. I don't know how you practice for that. Like, I don't know how you're ready to, like, you're like in the warm-ups, like, oh yeah, I'm warming up my shot. How do you practice for being in a top 4 and not having a weapon?
Get 100 of your friends to log on to the same server as you, and then log out. Except for 4 guys, and then you can test it, right? Everybody did that last night, I'm assuming.
Surely, right?
We all have 100 friends.
Earlier today. I wonder if they were practicing that. Maybe not, unfortunately. But like we said, a very intense game. Of course, if you guys are on social media, if you're on, whatever platform, feel free to let us know who you think is going to be walking away with this game. Do you think it's going to be the staff? Do you think it's going to be the students, graduates, streamers? Who do you think is going to walk away with this game? And when you do that, whether you're in the Twitch chat or even on Twitter, make sure to use the hashtag Full Sail HOF, aka Full Sail HOF, stands for Hall of Fame. Make sure to let us know. And I'm interested what the communities think. I'm interested what their opinions are in terms of who is going to walk away with this game. And I'll be honest.
And who's going to get to walk around campus tomorrow with this pointy statue and say, "Hey, I'm the winner," right?
Yeah,
it's pointy.
It is.
I can't stress this enough.
It's very sharp.
This thing is dangerous.
It's like we award people for just dominating with their own weapons, and we're giving them one as well. It's a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm gonna touch it or not, but I might just kind of leave it there. So, but it should be a fun one. But guys, it's time to find out where our 4 players are going to be dropping. I believe Shay might be aware. Might be the knowledgeable person to ask her. She's just behind us right now. She has where possibly our final location is going to be. Shay, over to you.
All right, so everybody's going to be dropping in, all 4 of you are going to be dropping in the same location. So fingers crossed for your favorite location. I'm going to draw it random. Pressure plant. So the pressure is on, land at the pressure plant. You all have to land at the same spot. Pressure plant. Let's make it spicy, right? Let's make it a little bit extra complicated. Everyone land at the same spot. Sound good? Pressure plant. Everyone agreed? All right, back to you, Landon and Jess.
Thank you so much, Shay. Yeah, so pressure plant, that's our location. It's kind of interesting, right? This was a newly added place of interest in Season 9, so maybe a lot of our players not as comfortable with the spot.
Right.
Also, what happens to be around pressure plant was a previous volcano. There's a lot of little kind of entry points that can allow you to be shot up. So this is going to be interesting. You have a lot of different lines of sight. I think there also happens to be a sky platform around here, so there's going to be a lot of different vantage points.
And we know we have 2 players, Drunky and Grayson, that really love that high ground and love to take advantage of that. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to play off that point in the map, and or if they just say, hey, maybe the zone's not anywhere near here. Maybe we have to get out.
Exactly.
So it'll be interesting to see if it's going to be a fight for their own lives or to get somebody else. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens.
It should be fun, right? It's going to be a lot of fun. I know there's a lot of people out there who are kind of throwing in their votes of who they think is going to walk away with this one. But my biggest question right now is how are our players going to play this exactly? Like, how is it really going to work out once you're really in the mainframe of this game? What's the strategy behind it? Because like we talked about, you have no real strategy coming into this. Like, you're just kind of thrown for a loop. You're like, okay, I made it here. Now what do I do? Like, what do I actually do when I'm in the match versus these 3 other players? What am I going to try to pull off?
If it was me versus you, I'll tell you right now, I'm going to take that battle axe. I'm going to
pickaxe me.
Yeah, I'm going to pickaxe you to death.
Go out in style,
that would be absolutely 110% my plan.
I would respect that. I would try to push someone off a ledge. I don't even think that's possible.
Okay.
But I think that would be kind of sick. I think I would personally try to do that. I would. It probably wouldn't work out too well for myself, but I would still try it regardless. My shot's not the greatest.
And that's why we're not in the top 4.
That's why we're right here.
Because our strategies are not great.
Not the greatest, not the most solidified, but like we said, our final 4 players absolutely deserving to be there. Excited to see how they're going to be playing through with this game. But
and we're going to get our Drunky v. Grayson map that I think I've been looking forward to. I mean, we had that little face-off between the 2 of them in that last round, but then, like you said, Grayson had so much other stuff going on that it didn't really feel like a fair fight.
Right.
So I'm really, really excited to see when the playing field is a little more leveled.
Exactly.
Maybe they do the Maybe they team up like the John Wick team.
That's true.
Take out the 2 weakest links and then.
Those are my favorite parts about the entire event up to this point. It's just been when the 2 John Wicks teamed up.
Say.
Every time they looked at each other, they would just start emoting. They would just start dancing. So a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of interesting stuff up to this point and a lot still more to happen. As our final game is up and ready to go, we are in the battle bus, and we know where we're dropping for this one. It is going to be on Pressure Plant. Let's get some noise. Let's get the crowd involved.
All right.
As our last game is ready to go, who will be crowned the Fortress 40 champion?
Junkie here. Okay. And there's the man. We haven't seen him all game. Yeah.
Nice to put a face to it.
Yeah. Face to all the kills. Feels good.
Definitely does. It's like we said, Pressure Plant, the place to go.
And there's that lava you were talking about.
What's that?
The lava.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is, like I said, it gets interesting because there's a lot of different places where you can try to go. As we're going to see, like I said, a lot of players kind of go around this position. This is kind of the main target. As this game could go very quick. This game could go very fast. It could also start to see somewhat of a standoff as well.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking maybe we're going to see some like camping, some sitting in one room waiting for somebody to walk past and hoping that you get that lucky kill. Just because the numbers are so low, do you really want to risk running out into a firefight and then ended up killed by somebody who wasn't even in it?
Exactly. It's basically Gray grabbing a baller off the start, has that suppressed SMG, managed to pick up that blue tack, and I think someone might just be below him. I'd be super aware of it. A few explosives starting to get tossed out here. It looks as if someone actually might be taking a Shadow Stone. Super awesome. Utilizing a wonderful strategy to get a much different point of view. That's what I talked about.
And I don't think anyone's expecting him to come from over there. Oh.
I don't think Gray's ready for it. I don't think he's aware.
See if he can get out.
Those Shadow Bombs so useful. However, no shield and takes a big shot to the chest, and it's basically Gray who walks away.
I have to tell you, I was about to say Super Awesome is gonna get this kill right now.
Yeah.
That was not what I was expecting to happen.
And now we're down to our final 2 already, a 1v1 for it all. And it's going to be Drunky.
Why are we
versus basically
not
Gray.
Surprised?
Not surprised. We have to watch them play a little bit last time. Without question, some of the best looking talent we have here at Fortress 40. But who will be crowned your champion? It all comes down to one last fight. And basically Gray wanted to have all the resources. It looks as if they do both toss out a rift to go. So they're going to have a little bit of a shot. They're going to see exactly where each other are at. And first shot goes to Gray.
Yeah.
Can he make it land? And he does! Just like that, basically
Gray won the whole thing. The laptop, the statue, and the bragging rights for the next year. Incredible.
Unreal stuff. Massive congratulations to basically Gray. Like you mentioned, Jess, the Fortress 40 champion. Well deserved, but what a 1v1 that was. We see a rift to go get brought up. They basically both go toward the skies.
Right.
And it's pretty much a matter of Gray.
That's what we wanted that whole game.
Yeah,
it was
we wanted
so great to see it.
He got the revenge. He got pretty much got the revenge from the fight that we saw just a game prior.
Right.
But my goodness, what a game that was. What a way to close things out.
I'm sure he can't wait to open up his prize.
Yeah.
And not stab himself on this statue. I bet he can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
It is.
Congratulations, Grayson.
Absolutely, and awesome to see. And any final thoughts you could say here from us?
No, I just want to say thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in, and we had a great time casting for you today.
We absolutely did. Thank you guys so much for watching us here from the desk, but now it's time to send it over to Shay with our winner.
All right, I'm standing on stage with the winner, Drunky. Can we give a big round of applause? All right, come stand near your statue. Come on over. Tell me, how you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. This is a big moment for me. I unretired from Fortnite professional play to win this, so I'm feeling pretty good.
All right, well, I don't know if you've seen this already, but may I present to you the Fortress 40 trophy, one of a kind, custom made. All right, big round of applause. And also, a gaming laptop. Whoop, don't drop it. From MSI Gaming, our wonderful sponsor today. Hold it up. Big photo up. And can we get a big round of applause for all 40 participants today? All right. And come on, top 4, come on up, join us. We have an MSI monitor for each of you. All right, you gotta hold it from the bottom. I dropped that, so. Oh, God. I didn't drop one. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. All right, hold up your prizes. Can we get a big round of applause for our top 4 and our final winner, Drunky? Thank you to everyone who came out to the Fortress today to support Fortress 40, the kickoff of our Hall of Fame 10 week. We have events all week long, so make sure you check the Full Sail app to see what events are where and when. Or if you're an online student, go ahead and stream them on the Full Sail Twitch channel, on Armada Twitch, as well as on our Facebook. And share all of your pictures all week long using hashtag #FullSailHa. All right, guys, this is just the beginning. We will see you there. Thank you. Bye-bye.